Oh boy, another cutting off. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to not have this happen, but yeah, I found like this nice spot just to sit for a second, figuring it out, and so that was nice. Just to sit down for a moment. But yeah, we were looking at that sign over here, and just saying about branding the suburbs, and this is like kind of like a new thing. We've got Culver's back there with the Duplo architecture, and then there's this type of architecture which is no longer acceptable. We got to get rid of this stuff. No one wants to rent it because it's got a wooden fence on the roof. No, I don't know. I'm just being silly, or I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but it could be that stuff. I don't know why no one's renting there. Anyway, a lot of things about strip malls is I think it's pretty common to have multiple spaces for rent. Even in the ones that are well rented out, it's pretty common. So this one's doing better than it was for I think over 10 years. It was there was very little rented out, so it's been coming back. And they got like a new. It's been painted, it's been renovated, it's got a new updated feel to it, except for that one property. So everything else looks pretty good. But yeah, just a note about like the as far as like the skill space. About the skill space, it's like you've got, if you're doing skill, it's like like you don't have to have a membership. You don't have to join a fitness club because you're getting that stuff through the skill. So you could save a lot of money by doing skills. Of course, you can do both. You could join a place like this, a fitness club. This is interesting that they got like even like a wetland, like a mini wetland growing. I didn't realize that this was actually like water, and that ducks would be in here. So that's interesting. But yeah, it's like that's one of the things about skill too, is that it's good for the body, exercise, getting out, breathing, hopefully fresh air. You gotta check your air. For the every day is a different. Every hour, the quality, the air quality index, the AQI, the air quality index. You gotta check that, or maybe you could tell it just by what it smells like. I remember when we had all those Canadian fires and all that was kind of coming down to the Chicago area. We had some pretty terrible days with that. I mean, like really bad. Like people were sent home from work in some places. That doesn't happen very often, very very infrequently. But and then you got like a dance studio here. Hey, dance is like flow. It's like skill. It's like a part of what we're doing. It's like you'll notice that a lot of these places, a lot of the businesses and stuff in your area, it's like if you're doing the skill stuff, juggling, you're kind of like, hey, I'm kind of connected with that. Like we're kind of doing something similar to that. We're kind of combining a lot of that stuff in general. But yeah, so as far as skill space is concerned, this is private property. So, and that speaks to what that's about, or what's happening is like, so what our culture, the way that we look at the world, what we do, we're like, yeah, we're going to take this piece of land that's right by this intersection, which is like going to be a busy intersection in this case. We're going to sell off this piece of land, and then it's going to be developed by a person who knows how to, a company, a person who knows how to build buildings and design things. And then they're going to parcel it out. They're going to piece it out to these, in these different spaces, and then they're going to lease them or sell them, or usually it's leasing, renting to different businesses, and they'll come in and do their thing. So it's like this whole, and then they all pay taxes to the municipality, the village that this is part of. And so the point is, and then they can make the rules as far as like what is allowed here. And here we go. No bicycles, rollerblading, skateboarding, and roller skating. I mean, so that's like what we, we're just talking about. So they, you can have a mall that's gonna like have a built-in like skill space. Like that's probably, we're like, I guess we're sort of like moving in that direction. But the question, really, really right off the bat with this stuff is it's like, it's the issue of insurance. So it's like, how can you have a skill space like out in the open in a mall that's privately owned with other businesses? See how like all that stuff like starts like overlapping in a way that makes it more difficult to have something like a skill space that's just sort of like open. Whereas when the city puts aside park space, then you could say, okay, well, we're like these are the activities that can go on here, and it's insured for those things, but we don't have to have, we're not going to have a Culver's or a building such as this, which is like a strip mall type of thing. Now, I didn't know what this, I didn't expect this to be. I don't know what this is. So this in some ways could be, if this was out in a park or something, this would be a skill space. So, wow, this is, I wasn't expecting something like this at all. But as we go around to the other side, actually it blocks all that off. So that's like this whole thing blocks that area right there, that path. And it becomes this thing. I have no idea what this thing is. So this must have been worked out with one of the renters or owners to make that happen. So, because I was thinking I could just walk right back in there, but I can't because of whatever that is, which we'll find out in a sec. So, but yeah, I mean, it's... this is like kind of a new thing. I've never really seen something like this before. So people are getting more creative as the culture is changing. I don't know how they worked out the insurance and if they bought that piece of land or how they developed it, etc. So I don't even know what it's for. Maybe it's for a pet store or a pet like grooming. I think I saw something like that, like for dogs, so that or cats, something. Noggin Builders. So I don't know, make a summer wonder and all this stuff. It looks like it might be, it might be something like, I guess, I really don't know what this is actually. Could be, I think it's connected with this, have something to do with like education and, so I'm guessing that's what this is, but clearly not a space that is like open for a skill space. But this is interesting right here because it's a little bit off to the side. So this might actually be sort of a place. Like this is a little bit of like a spot. So, but it is probably not a good place for visibility, and it's also brick and cement, and it's not a great skill space per se, but it is a place where there's like a little bit of like a spot to sit for a moment. So that's interesting. Again, and also remember, no bicycling, rollerblading, skateboarding, and roller skating. So very quickly that will say no skill toys, no juggling, and then that space back there would be not applicable. All of this stuff, these like medians and dividers and stuff, not really, not a good spot. So the point is that strip malls are not going to be a good place, or malls in general. I think malls, if you're able to get in touch with the owner of the mall, you might be able to actually get work there at a mall, at a regular mall that has like a something over it. And as for strip malls, I mean, unless you contact the owner, the management company, like unless they're having an event, it's always, hey, get your name out there, make calls, and say like, hey, this is what we can offer. We can do offer these skills. We could teach. We could juggle. We could do flow. But the chances of like actually having a space here at a mall, like a strip mall like this, it's like not. I would say it's like very low. It's like 1 or 2%. It makes me think of the there's an Arby's in Springfield, Illinois, and they have a little like band shell for some reason, like on their property, which had to do somehow connecting with so there's the thing where people will take their hot rods and their muscle cars and stuff, and the cars that they basically have like car shows, like people come and like, hey, let's bring our cars, we're going to hang out, right? So because of that, I think there was this band shell, and then because of the band shell, other people started like just doing like music shows in this Arby's, and then it became known as the Rock and Roll Arby's. So here's the nuances here, the little bit of differences here is that it's one owner. It's an Arby's, as opposed to like a management group or one owner who's like trying to make all of these businesses happy. So that's what you're dealing with if you were to try to do something in a strip mall space. The mall is going to be a little bit different because probably for insurance reasons, they're able to have events. So if you're hired by the company that's putting on the event, or if that event is sponsored or put on by the mall itself, then that's where you might be able to make some money in that situation. But in a strip mall, they wouldn't necessarily have exactly that kind of thing. And if they were going to try to do something, it would have to be something where basically all of the people who are leasing the properties, they would have to like get on board, and they like just like they're trying to run their businesses, so they may like it's like too complicated. Like when it's in a mall, the mall can be like, hey, we're all like you. There's more. Like the mall has to be, the businesses inside a mall have to like sort of work together more, or be more connected with the management, rather than like the strip mall where it's like each are their own thing. It's like this dance studio might be like, yeah, we want to have like this dance thing, but like the nails and spa is like, no, we don't want dancers. We're trying to do spa and nails. So that's just like a rundown about the strip mall, and the basic idea, the basic thing, the big takeaway is that the strip mall is not going to be a place for like skill spaces, and there's a chance, like a 1, 2, 3% chance that you might be able to have some sort of event or be hired by the companies that are putting on events at places sort of like this, which is really unusual anyway. So that's about it. The main thing is that strip malls are not going to be places where you're going to find space for skill spaces. Almost like I would say 98% of the time, if you see a strip mall, it's not going to be a spot for that. The only caveat, the only thing that's different, like that is a big difference, is that if you're in a strip mall that's like almost empty, then you're dealing with a little bit of a different thing. But usually it's all concrete and asphalt and stuff, which is like not great for skill anyway. It's not like you're going to find like some patches of grass, but somewhere there is. So somewhere there is a place, and it's probably not difficult to find if you were looking at all the strip malls across the country. Let's just say there probably are a bunch of places that are where there's not a lot of businesses, and where there are patches of grass someplace nearby, and then that potentially could be skill space possibility. But in a situation like this, and in most strip malls, nah, like move on. There's going to be other places. So that's the spiel. All right, until next video.